Hi guys, it's Key77 here with a brand new tutorial, and today we're going to be making our very own animated achievement unlocked logo, mimicking the achievement unlocked logo that you get on the Xbox when you do something good. Would you like to see one in action? Let's try and unlock our own secret YouTube achievement unlocked logo. If we can all click on like for this video in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, click on like. Oh yay! There it is, and that is what we're going to be making. Yeah, you probably don't like this video yet because I've not done anything. So yeah, get Adobe After Effects fired up and let's get cracking. Now, what you're going to need to start with is if you go to Google and download a couple of images. We need one like this one. We need the green X. You basically need to download an achievement unlocked logo that we can work with and get one like this one, which is I need it for the trophy. First thing I want to do is remove all the text. So to do that, I need to create a new layer, new solid. Click on the dropper tool, click on the grey. Okay, it's all grey. I knew that would happen. Click on the original logo. No, hang on. Pluck out the eyes, pluck out the eyes for this grey. Keep it selected, and then click on the mask tool, untick rotor Bezier, and let's draw around, do a mask around the text. Boff. Looks like we haven't done anything, but that's because this eye is removed. We're going to do the same. I just want to actually rename. I like to rename my layers because I forget what they all do. So if I rename them, it kind of helps me later remember. So grey background, and I suggest you all do the same too. It just keeps things neat and tidy. We're going to click on the pen tool again, this time with the rotor Bezier. I'm just going to zoom in with the mouse. I'm going to move this across. Let's draw a circle around here. Round and round and round we go. Where he stops, nobody knows. Well, I know where I'm going to stop when I've completed the mask. So, around we go. Steady as she goes. Cool, right. Stage 1 done. We've got just the grey. So, now what we need to do is we're basically starting again. We need to put the X back in, and we're going to need the trophy as well. So let's get the trophy. Trophy, boff. So I'm going to cut that trophy out now. No time like the present. Give me a trophy, you damn logo, and no one will get hurt. Kind of looks like, looks a bit like the FA Cup trophy, Champions League trophy. Boff, we've got a trophy. Good. Right, next. What we're doing next? Don't know. We're going to duplicate, Control D, the original logo, because I want the X from it. So let's move that one to the top. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it Green X. I'm going to have a little bit of coffee. I hope you've all got coffee, because you've got to think. Right, okay, what am I doing? Yes, I'm getting that X. Good. Right, let's do it. I think I've had too much coffee today. It's this cold weather. I drink more coffee when it's cold, and then I start to ramble, which is kind of what I'm doing now. Round and round we go in the perfect circle, which is one of my favourite R.E.M. songs, Perfect Circle. You should check it out. Right, okay, cool. We've got the X, we've got the trophy. The trophy is in the wrong place and it's too small. Let's sort it out. Okay, good. Do it. Move across, not move the mask across. Control Z when you make a mistake, which I do often. Move the, what? No, what am I doing? What? Choose the trophy. What are you doing? Move across. Thank you very much. Now I can't see you, but that's expected. Go to green X. Okay, I will. And then you want to turn the opacity down so you can see them both. Go back to the trophy. Okay, I will. Transform it, make it bigger. How do you do that? Transform, scale, scale it up. It's moving to the side a bit, but that's alright. Make it about that size. Alright, put the opacity back. La 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 la. Right, cool. Now what? Right, well, if we take the eyes out here, you'll see the trophy, the black circle around the trophy is too small. We need to sort that out. We need it to be bigger. So how do we do that? I don't know. Yes, I do. I'll show you. Layer, new, solid, and we're going to choose black. New black, solid. Okay, and it's all going to go black. Ah! Right, and then we're going to move that. We'll actually move that to there. Move it down one more. I'm going to unpluck all the eyes, pluck, 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 and just keep the black solid chosen. And I am going to get my pen tool, keep Roto Bezier selected, and draw the perfect circle. REM song, as I said, written by the drummer Bill Berry, who had a brain aneurysm during the Monster Tour and left REM to become a farmer. Yeah, you can learn all kinds of things on this channel, but for now I'm going to teach you how to do this animated logo. Good. Sorry, did you watch that? I wasn't explaining, but yeah, we've put all the eyes back, and it means now that when you see the trophy, there's the black circle behind. I'm going to rename this layer, so again, to remind me what it's doing, that is the black circle. Watched something called Black Mirror last night on Channel 4 over in the UK. You might be able to see it on 4OD in the States. You really should watch it. Black Mirror, very good. Bit weird. Actually, don't watch it if you're under 16, because it's, yeah, don't watch it if you're under 16. What am I doing next? I am going to, yes, we're going to put those green segments back around there. Control D, the original logo. Oh, stop doing that. I keep getting this message. Go away. Right, Control D, move to the top. I'm going to rename this green segments. I think this laptop's struggling with memory, which is why I got that message. Green segments. We just want to keep the green segments around the X on this bit. So again, pen tool, Roto Bezier, get rid of the X. I've got the X that I plucked underneath. I'll show you why. I want to keep it that way because if I go around it and the layer underneath is still there, then I'd still see the X and then I'd get confused, because I get confused quite easily. I think I have had too much coffee today. Let's go round and round and boff. But it always defaults to add. Whenever you do a mask, it always defaults to add. You want to move this to subtract. Okay, so now you can see the layer underneath, which is not the green X, but the trophy. Right, now what am I doing? I'm keeping these segments. So, mask tool, Roto Bezier selected. Let's go around. Let's go around here. I'll take this quiet moment to tell you that I've got a Facebook page, Facebook/Key77, where you can see all behind the scenes stuff. I ask people what tutorials they want to see. Yeah, show how I make my videos with a green screen and that kind of thing. It's a bit wonky. Maybe straighten that a little bit at the bottom. What's going on there? Oh yeah, okay, so I need to move that mask above that mask. There, that works. Again, you might want to rename the masks, because you want to know which bit does what. This is the green segments. It's always worth doing. You can better understand your own projects, because they can get complicated. This is getting rid of the X. X be gone. That's okay. Yeah. Right. So now we're left with. We've got. Let's put the X. Let's put the eyes back in here. We've got the X, and well, you can see what we've got. I don't need to explain, do I? You can see it. But what we need to do next is make it flash between the X trophy, X trophy, X trophy, because that's what it does. And to do that, it's all about opacity. It's opacity. Okay, I'm going to keep it at 100 to start with, and we're going to go to about there. We're going to keep it at 100 again. Put another keyframe in, and then go to about 0016. If I'm watching here, and you want to switch it down to 0. 0 opacity means you'll see the trophy. 100 means you'll see the X. So it kind of needs to flip between the two. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in a bit here. So I'm going to copy these two keyframes, so select them, Control C, and then you're going to be moving about a second forward. So I'm going to move to about there, Control V, and then move a second forward again, so about there, Control V, move that second forward again, about there, Control V. I'm going to move a second forward again, about there, Control V. I'm always watching this bit here for this bit. There, Control V, and 6, 10ish. Anyone for 10ish? Control V, and then about 7, 10ish. Okay, so this isn't going to be quite right yet. I'm just kind of establishing a pattern. So if you look at it at the moment, it's going to go X trophy, great, but then it's going to want to get straight back to the X again. You want it to stay being trophy for this second. So go along to that keyframe. So it's at 100. You want it to still be the trophy, which is 0. But then you want it to turn to the X. So go to the next keyframe, and you want to set it back to 100 again. And then this next one's probably going to be right. 100 and then 0, which is correct. But then you want the next one to be 0 again. Boff. And then the next one to be 100. Off. And the next one to be 100, which it should already be. And then the next one to be 0, which it'll be. And then the next one to be 0. Off. So yeah, it's quite a faffy tutorial, this one, but it's fairly straightforward. And the next one to be 100, and then the next one to be 100, and then the next one to be 0, and the next one to be 0, blump, and the next one to be 100. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so now what we've got is, if we zoom out of the timeline a bit, we've got basically the flashing X and trophy. So we get in there. Now what we want to do is put on some text with the text tool. Okay, you want to be able to see the text window. Workspace, text, where is it? I'm staring at it, you nutter. It's there. Okay, yeah, the font I've got chosen is Convection Regular. You might want to play around with that. But at the top it should say Achievement Unlocked. I do it with the capital A and capital U. I've been watching these Achievement Unlocked videos on YouTube, so I'm just trying to mimic exactly what it looks like. But I've seen some in capitals. If you look at, well, I say I've seen some in capitals. I mean, the original, if you look at the very original image I downloaded, I noticed that's in capitals, but I don't know if it is in capitals in reality. I think it looks better without the capitals. So yes, achievement unlocked. Good, right. Do the text again. Whoa, that message again. Oi. No, keep it the same, you crazy fool. Yes, we're going to put the name of the achievement underneath. How many points we have? 999. Gee, that's a lot of points. Tutorial understood. Let's move it with the arrow tool. So about there. Okay, well, it's shaping up quite nicely now, isn't it? It's looking all right. Now what we need to do is, it's just the little things we need to do now that really sell the effect. So the little things, the green segments, for example, at the very beginning, they do something, which I'll show you. If you go about, I don't know, about 0013 in, set the scale to, as it is, 100, go to the very beginning, and you want to make it bigger. Whoa, why is it going off to the right? I know why it's going off to the right. Sorry, Control Z. Go to the pan behind tool, which is this one here, and get this crosshair and move the crosshair right to the middle, because it'll make it scale the way you want it to scale. Okay, now move the scale up. Instead of going off to the right, it's going to kind of stay there, and you want it to be about 110%. So what you have here is, if you watch carefully, when an achievement gets unlocked, it starts off big and then shrinks down, and then at the end it does something even more spectacular. It goes, so let's, I don't know, let's go about here, let's go about there, keep it at 100. So what am I doing? Yeah, keep the scale at 100, and then it goes, okay, what's the timing there? It goes very big, or it goes bigger, it goes about that size, and then go to the end, and it shrinks right back down again, but it shrinks to smaller than 100%. It goes right down to about that. So it goes burp, burp. That's what it does. If you watch it, it definitely moves. And the next thing you want to do is when you unlock an achievement, it doesn't just go bam on your screen. It wipes on and then it wipes off. So what you want to do is we want to make it wipe on and wipe off, like the Karate Kid. Wipe on, wipe off. Great, you're a ninja. Choose all your layers and layer, pre-compose. Move all attributes into a new composition, open new composition. I'm going to call, well no, let's do that. Okay, so this is what we've been working with, but if we move it to comp 1, this is exactly the same, but we're just working with one layer again. So yeah, it's always worth pre-composing whenever you're doing something different. I'm going to call it, let's call the composition linear wipe, because that is what we're going to be doing. Linear wipe. Okay, so we need to get the effect. Go to transition, linear wipe. Change the wipe angle from 90, which it starts with, to 270. I can never get it bang on, so I always have to type it in. 270. Thank you very much, sir. Right, in your timeline, take it to about 0.13, and you want the actually let's do it this way. Effects, linear wipe, transition completion. You want it to be 100%. No, hang on. Yeah, you want it to be 0%. The 0% means you can see. Well, it confuses me because 0% means you can see 100% of it. If you know what I mean. Go to the beginning and take it to 100%, which means you can't see it. You can see why I get confused. So that will wipe on, and then at the end, about there, you want it still to be 0%, and then you want to take it down to, or take it up to 100%. So there, it wipes off again. You can see, yeah, it wipes off there. And then the other thing it does as it wipes off, if you watch it closely, again, if you watch it online, as it wipes off, it fades away. So if you take it to that final 0% and then go down to transform, you want opacity to be 100 there, keyframe it, and then go to the end and it wipes off. Set the opacity to about 50. You might be thinking, well, why changing the opacity if you can't see it? But it means when it does wipe off, it fades out. So you can see it's fading there. That is what it does. Well, that's pretty much it. I guess you want to add the sound. And the trick about the sound is to it plays the sound before you see anything. So again, if you go onto Google Achievement Unlock Sound, whack it in there. So it doesn't play it as you see it. It plays it first. Well, you'll see. Okay, let's move this and then shift to lock it. And let's do a RAM preview. So you kind of hear it and then you see it. Watch. Okay, I can. 7 seconds is maybe a bit too long. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All finished. Good, right, but there is one last final thing. I mean, looking at it, you'd think you're finished, but when you create the video, if you just to create this as a, I don't know, as a media file or something, Windows media file, even though it's all see-through around here, it would just be black. So if you were to stick it on your video, it would just all be black, and you'd see achievement unlocked, which is not what you want. You need to save it as something that recognises, as a format that recognises alpha channels. The one I would recommend is if you save it as a MOV file. So if you go down to Make Movie and make sure audio is ticked, don't save it for video for Windows or anything like that. Save it as a, where are you hiding, sir? Save it as a QuickTime movie, and make sure with channels you have RGB and alpha, and that just means it will recognize this as being see-through when you put it onto your video. And that's it, all done, job done. Put your feet up, you've done well. If you make a video as a result of this tutorial or any of my tutorials, please do show them to me. I really want to see them. It's, from my point of view, you know, when you make a tutorial and someone actually has made something or learnt something as a result, it is heartening, you know, it's kind of rewarding for me. So I would love to see anything that you've made. And if you've got any questions, you know, anything I've not made clear, and I think I have been a bit waffly, so you might have lots of questions, but any questions you have, just, you know, stick them in the comments below, send me a PM, get me on Twitter, get me on Facebook, that would be great. So thanks very much for watching, really. I hope you've learnt something from it, and see you again next time. Right on cue, stop doing that! Right, thanks everyone, cheers, bye bye.